Hey everybody, it's Pete, HVSC Greatness. Today's recording is going to be a little different. We're going to slow things down. No video to this. Would be good if you have a little bit of drive time, as you can reflect with me on some things in life as they pertain to our business. I've been sick. Believe it or not, today is day 12 of whatever this virus thing is that I've been having. I'm in Panama, Central America, recording this. It's a little different here. Don't have access to the same stuff. And I found these throat lozenges called Fisherman's Friend. And the little logo is a fishing boat, red and black, out on the water. It's the original menthol eucalyptus flavored. I guess that makes sense. You don't want to have a cough out there on the ocean, right? Maybe take some Fisherman's Friend. You know, we all play this game with the whole branding. This cool logos, cool company name, and all people are just going to flock into us. And you know, the ironic thing is that they will flock to you, but not on your first attempt at your company name and your brand. What sounds clever up at the Waffle House, writing on a napkin, you know, it doesn't weather very well years down the road. But I tell you what really does is coming into, you know, what I've referred to as your power identity. And your power identity is something that comes from deep within, and most of us don't know this until later. And you know, we've got to go through our struggles and our challenges. And I can remember my son was talking about he was going to start a business where he would train other people. And by training, I mean physical fitness. He's a good-looking kid. Well, man. Physical specimen. He modeled. I mean, he's good looking, you know. And I remember when he was putting his story together and he wanted to put himself out there online, and him saying, "Dad, you know, I just don't have a good story." I said, "Well, what do you mean?" He says, "Well, all these people out there, they overcame these difficulties. There's people who were paralyzed and they were never going to walk again, and now they turn their lives around, and they've accomplished these great things." And he says, I haven't done anything like that. He said, I just have the genetics. And I remember thinking, wow. Just wow. The examples that have been put out there it's just counterintuitive. It's just the opposite what we would think. I mean, here's a guy who's got everything going for him. He looks the part. I mean, he is just ripped. But yet, what was holding him back was the fact that he had not encountered any substantial challenges in life. And I think the upside to that is that's insightful. That's insightful because it's only through our challenges are we tested. It's only through overcoming do we become powerful. It's only through our setbacks do we have our successes. And when you go into life, whatever you're doing, whether it's your business, your relationships, your family, hobbies, your craft. We don't go looking for the path of most resistance. We look for the path of least resistance. And when we encounter these things, we get discouraged and we just give up, I just gave up. Give you an example with this COVID thing. I started a program called 75 Hard. I started in early December. Not sure when you're listening to this, but in early December, I joined with a friend of mine. And I understood what this was. I've been through these challenges before, but 75 Hard is something that you have to do once you accept the challenge. You download an application to your smartphone, and there's a small checklist that you repeat every day. And so every day, the challenge is to work out for 45 minutes minimum, 2 times per day, and at least one must be outdoors. And so when I initially saw this particular challenge, I said, well, I've been through Bill Phillips' Body for Life. I did that. I've been through all types of workout programs and just had good successes. And this is just another one of those. But it wasn't as my friend helped me to understand. So in addition to the 2 workouts, pardon me, in addition to the 2 workouts, you had to drink a large amount of water every day, and the amount is 1 gallon. So you have to drink 1 gallon of water every day. You have to read 10 pages of a nonfiction book, minimum every day. You have to take a daily photo so you can watch your progress. And you have to follow some type of a diet. You choose what that diet is. And there are no cheat meals allowed, and there's no alcohol allowed. So I accepted this challenge, and I love that kind of stuff. So I started doing it. I get up in the morning. I was pretty overweight, guys. I'd let myself go, pandemic body. But after that first week or two, it was on. So in the morning, I would do 45 minutes outdoors. Mine was a power walk, depending on what your level of fitness is. And in the evening, you have to wait at least 3 hours before your next workout. But I always did mine in the early afternoon, evening. I would do stretching. I would do push-ups and sit-ups and core exercises and things like this. But about 33, 34 days into this thing, I got sick. And I got up next morning. I said, well, you know what? I'm going to push through it. And I'm sweating just because I have a fever. Got body aches. Got the chills. Some congestion is starting to form in my chest, but I just keep going. And I had to really tone my workout down because I didn't want to overdo it, But I kept forging ahead, and then a second day, and then the third day, and then a fourth day, and then a 8th day, 10th day. And at one point I realized, okay, sometimes you have to start over because life will bring you something that requires you to take a break. Because I desperately wanted to say, wow, I did 75 hard. And by the way, I don't think I mentioned this, if you miss one thing one day, you start over to day one. It must be 75 perfect days. And so I continued to do all of these things. I think I got up to about 47 days. And what had happened was I just wasn't getting well, and I got to take this test before I traveled back to Miami. And I I just decided to go ahead and just park this time. But we put a group of other people in there participating in this. But when you challenge yourself and you go through something like this, and I'd encourage you to embrace some of these challenges in your life, because they really do make a difference. What you'll find is you'll start to discover things about yourself. And the guy that developed this program, he's a little vulgar. He's got a potty mouth. But I call it the inner wimp voice. He calls it your inner bitch voice. And it's that voice that, let's just do it this way today. This is close enough. This is good enough, right? And it's not. Once you've committed that you're going to do something, you generally should do it, right? And so that's the whole purpose. And the reason I bring this up is I don't really know too many people that ever do this kind of stuff. Not really. You hear all those wonderful stories on YouTube and all the success stories and the positive mindset and overcoming this and overcoming that. But when nobody's around, when the music stops, when it's cold outside or it's hot outside and everybody else is in bed asleep and you're getting up and the glory and the flash, it ceases to exist. To continue forward, it's pretty boring. It's pretty lonesome. It's pretty difficult. But I think what I learned from this was that even though we love the before and after photos, even though we love the life-changing results, we hate the small steps that get us there. And we fail to see the incremental improvements. We fail to comprehend that very thing that almost made us quit. Almost made us quit. And that one inner voice decision moment could have derailed the whole thing. But it was the decision to be true to oneself that allowed us to get through that particular moment, that particular challenge, that particular tough day or bad mood or low self-esteem day, whatever it is. You see, the most important promises to keep are the ones that we make to ourselves. And because it's the easiest one to break, we tend to let ourselves down. And when you let yourselves down repeatedly enough, you stop believing in yourself. And you start looking outwards. And you start looking for somebody else who's done it. There's a saying out there, you can achieve anything in life that you want. Go find somebody who's having the results that you would like to have. Learn from them, do what they do, and you can have the same results. Well, that's true, but that's also a lie. You're not wired the same way as I am. I'm not wired the same way that you are, that your biggest competitor is. What we have to do requires inner work. It requires regular routine and development. It requires a ritual, and most people never even talk about this. Well, listen, if you want to do heating and air, here's what you do. Go get a bunch of maintenance agreements. Sign up as many people as you can on the maintenance agreement program. Once you have 1,000, that'll probably generate you about $1.8 million in revenues. And then hire yourself a good salesperson. He'll go sell your equipment, and start putting ads out. Start drawing some quality service technicians. Go over to that website where they're doing all these cool wraps these days, and get a really bad wrap and on your vans, and just watch the business pour in. I mean, yeah, but why? I mean, why go be something that you're not? Why not build something that matters? Why not do the research, take on the challenges, have the failures, because you accepted the challenges, because you pushed yourself, because you dug deeper, because you looked inside of yourself and you found something there that was worth bringing to the top. It was worth your authenticity. It was worth a power identity. I mean, do you want to be just another business owner, just another contractor? Can you find your passion in heating and air? Gosh, Pete, I like troubleshooting, and I like fixing stuff. I like making people happy when I take care of them. I like the money. But passion, I don't know. It's our passions in life that give life the most flavor. And much of what we need to be looking at is how to identify this in ourselves, and how heating and air, how our business, our craft, maybe it's plumbing, electrical as well, how that fits with our true passion. And what is our true passion? We talk a lot about doing a business plan and then modifying your business plan each year. We did it this December, last month. And without exception, it was the same lack of imagination and consideration with every business owner that I encountered. What would you like to do for 2022? Well, I want to grow my business by $1 million. I mean, how much thought did you put into that? Where did that number come from? Austin Powers? What is it that you really want to accomplish? And until you get specific, you're just going to be out there. You're going to be chasing the money. Your success comes not from chasing the money. It comes from serving others and delivering something of value and being passionate about that. I know we're bouncing around a little bit, and I apologize for that, but these are the types of conversations that I've been avoiding since I've been in the coaching game. But I regret that. I regret the students that I've had that could have gotten so much more out of our sessions. But because Pete was trying to answer their questions, trying to give them what they want, what they think they need, and be as efficient as possible, they end up doing nothing, or doing it wrong, or undervaluing what they really should be focused on. And since making this transition and really getting focused on the fact that you're a person, you're a human being, you bring something. Pardon me. You bring something special. How do you package that? How do you build a business around that And what should that business look like? Why would we take you and try to modify you after somebody else and make you behave like somebody else? I mean, it's ingenuine. As opposed to slowing down, doing the internal work, finding that X factor. That's where the HVAC X factor came from. Extracting your greatness, your HVAC greatness, and assembling something around you. Something that's genuine. Something that's built on your actual values as a human being. Something that's built around integrity, around honesty, around more than just trying to make money. And until you can bring yourself sufficiently down that path to self-discovery, you're just out there trying to be something that you're not. You're lost. And it's only through your failures, through your challenges, through trying to make this stuff work. Even though you're young, you don't have any experience in life. You can build this one discovery at a time. And every discovery is directly connected to that next big hurdle, that next big failure that's waiting on you, or something that threatened failure. And there's a process, there's several processes, but there's a ritual that needs to be generated. There are muscles that must be developed, and they're mental. They don't teach this in school. They don't teach the things that it requires in order to find your path, to constantly keep you on that path and keep you from veering off course. The strength that it requires to get you up every morning and to not only do your 75 hard steps like Pete did, and I'll do again as soon as I get over this bug, and be accountable to yourself, but to discover something deeper. Okay, so the self-discipline is important. But, how fun is it to just be disciplined to something that you hate, as opposed to finding meaning in something at a personal level, building something that means something to your community, to you, to your family, to your spiritual well-being, to your true inner self. Nah, Pete, I just want to make money doing heat and air. I don't care about any of that. Give it a few years. If that, you'll start to realize, wow, I've spent so much time building this thing, and I've got all the way to the top of the success ladder just to find out this ladder, man, it's leaning on this building. I really should have set it up over on that building over there, but I chased the money. I didn't look past the money. I just chased the money, and I want to do this because this is how you make the most money. And so let's talk about this. We'll do some more of these. If you like these, make a comment. Send me a message. If all you want is tips and tidbits, that's fine. You can make that comment too. I think that true champions aren't born. They're made. They're made through trial and error. If you want to be a champion, you're going to have to get up. You're going to have to push. Everybody needs somebody to lean on. That's why I do what I do. I'll work with you one-on-one if you're right. As many of you know, I won't work with you because I'm not dealing with, people who know every damn thing and really have no business even being in business. All they want to do is hustle people out of their money. I can't stand that. Hopefully you can't either. It's all about that money. It's all about them Benjamins. What do I say to get that sale? What do you say to build that bond? What do you say to create a connection in your market, in your community, where you have your customers respect? Your customers say, that company, that guy is the real deal. He's the real deal. He has integrity. He treats his customers right. He treats his employees right. If you want to be something important, you have to start by being. Not saying that you have to wait until life happens to you. No, you get out there and you start now. You're going to make every mistake you possibly can. Develop the rituals. Create the processes. And I'm talking personal. These are the things that you'll do that nobody else will know is being done. You hear things like affirmations. This is where this comes from. And I'm not saying affirmations is the end-all, be-all, the answer. But if you know how to discover which affirmations would have the best impact on your life, which ones you need the most, how to construct them so that they actually become part of your subconscious thinking, part of who you are. You see, it changes who you are. It enlarges who you are. So instead of having to go out and have positive thinking and think positively, it's just who you are. And you did it by having discipline. You did it by being true to yourself. By being accountable to yourself. You did it not by behaving, but by being. And it all starts on the inside. There's something in you. Most people don't ever discover this, by the way. They're going to go through life. We see what society's doing right now. It's horrendous. But it's our ability to go in and discover who we really are and actually critically think for ourselves and make decisions that are independent of what society says that they should be. That creates admiration in others. Inspires others. People are drawn to greatness. But everybody hates a fake. Pete Ramsey here, HVAC Greatness. Hope you guys are having a safe drive out there, doing your thing. Keep your chin up. Every hurdle is an opportunity to win. Go win today. Talk to you later.